problem. First things first, my name is Jennifer. My company is Black Series Edition, LLC. And we have another company under Crystal Edge Technology Strings. Now, I explained to you we had a big problem with a guy named Crow. He called himself Crow1176 on his YouTube channel. His company goes by the name of Crow Screen Paint Mixes. I don't know if I can say much about the LLC because that's pretty much seems to be having some problems because there's very important documents missing from those LLCs. That LLC in particular, the other one, but that one. But anyway, he's accused of basically going in and tampering with our company's copyrights. So this is not a joke. This is actually really happening. He's actually going to be going to federal court. Right now, we're going to be, Monday, we're going to be start the process of filing the defamation lawsuits. So this is every time Mr. Fernando used my face, posted it on YouTube without my permission. He's being sued in small claims court multiple times. It adds up to about 100 grand. But anyway, it's like $12,000 for each time we bring him in for using my face or anybody else's face. I don't know if you're using my family members' faces, post them on YouTube, disfiguring them, tampering with them, stuff like that. That he's going to be charged with that. Those are defamation lawsuits. Now, whether he decides to show up at court or not doesn't make a difference. He's still losing his stuff at the end of the day. There will be process servers that will be hitting his apartment. They will be reaching out to his landlord. So there's a great possibility. I say 100% possibility an eviction will be coming up for him because I'm pretty sure his landlord is going to reach out to me. He's going to want to know who's the guy who's sending process servers to his building. I would want to know too. Someone was sending process servers to my apartment complex. Like to know who and why is there process servers coming to your front door, and his tenants or his neighbors are going to call him up and say, look, there's guys hitting his apartment like crazy and they're posting his door and I think he did something wrong. Therefore, I contacted any process server we're doing business with. That the landlord reaches out to you, give him my full information so he can reach out to me so we can have a nice little talk about Jamie's activity in his apartment complex. So right now, we are looking at multiple copyright infringement charges because, again, he went in and touched our copyrights multiple times. The judge will clearly see that we actually warned him multiple times. He was given multiple chances and multiple opportunities to go in different directions, but he chose to keep touching those copyrights because he feels at the end of the day that he's untouchable and he can do whatever he wants to do. We want the judge to make an example of him, of anyone else who tries to touch our copyrights, because Mr. Fernando went out and spread all these false rumors about our company, and we want the judge to clearly know that he's been basically had a bit of an influence on YouTube, and he's had followers that have actually followed his activity. This is why I explained to you that anybody gets caught up in those emails, when they start going through those emails to figure out exactly who's who. If you pop up on one of these emails and we don't know you, we will know you really soon, which means that you'll probably you may get a crease order, depends, or maybe you might get brought into court on lawsuits. We might sue you from the door. So it depends on which way that's going to go. If you didn't do anything where you just sent us an email and that's basically about it, but if we find out there's traces of you posting anything on YouTube, anything about me or about my company or even my family or anything whatsoever, you're standing a lawsuit. And I'm not talking about something light at $50,000. I'm talking about $150,000 to $250,000 and up. So again, if you don't have it, we'll liquidate all your assets, which means anything you own and have, we'll take it from you. That's part of the lawsuit process. But common sense, you're adults at the end of the day, you know better that if you touch copyrights, if you dox people's address, if you do this stuff, this comes with heavy costs. As I told you at the end of the year that we are going to start rounding people up and getting them ready for court. So Fernando's the first one on the chopping block, and the next one is Mr. Danny, because Danny went out and made a comment, a statement, multiple statements that we went out and we canceled orders. You can't do that. Can't go out and make a false claim about somebody doing something that they never did. So he's going to provide evidence of these documents. If not, he's looking at a lawsuit. Claiming that the Phantom that he had in the container was actually our product, went under a false demonstration, claiming that his product had beat our product, and so forth and so forth. He's going to be challenged in court on that. We're going to challenge him on that. His company is also being challenged on the whole consumer fraud nonsense. So there's a lot of stuff that he's going to be going through. Mr. Fernando is the one at 100% is going to jail. With no doubt about it. There's no way around it. He's going to jail. He basically touched our copyrights multiple times. As you can see, we showed you where he posted to his website, he posted to his YouTube channel, he posted to his Facebook channel, he posted to Instagram, and he went on to basically write scammer or cause our copyrighted material. Basically went in and we had conversations with him, and in those conversations he repeated back and forth to us that it belonged to him, he could do whatever he wanted to. Oops, I done it again. Stuff like that, showing that he willfully touched the copyrights, which means under the law of willfully, he is going to jail. So I want you to understand that, Mr. Fernando, that you did this to yourself. Remember that. We have no remorse for you in this at all whatsoever. When we get to court, it is going to be what it is. We're going to take you to federal court for the copyrights, and everything else is going to be between small claims and civil court. So small claims, pretty much defamation for using my face without my permission. We went and posted my face multiple times. We went through YouTube a few minutes ago, and we just started gathering more information that you've been constantly using my face and slandering me. So that's $12,000 a pop. You don't show up for court for these lawsuits. What's going to happen is it's going to go on court record that you're a no-show. So that means even if you do show, this is going to be held against you in court. No lawyer will touch you. Do you understand that? So you might want to show up for these lawsuits that are coming up against you. These are the first ones you'll see popping up, which will be defamation lawsuits. And the reason why we'll launch those first, because the small lawsuits, they never require lawyers at all. We could take it to court, get 12 grand out of you, and we could do that multiple times over and over and over again, as many times as we want. Now, keep in mind, each time you don't show up, it goes on court record that you were a no-show. And if an attorney sees this and he says, wait, this guy sued you on court record multiple times and you never showed up, you won't get an attorney to represent you at all. They won't touch you because, again, you're a no-show. Who's to say that they'll go to court for you and you don't show up? There you go. So we are building it so many different ways against you. It's not even funny. So you're going to have to show up for court. Now, as for the other charges involving cyber stalking and doxing people's addresses off your website and all that stuff, those are criminal charges from the door. So you may want to show up for those, or you're going to mess around and get a warrant for your arrest, and you don't want to be hunted. And the last thing you need. So I guess he feels at the end of the day that nothing's going to happen to him, and he feels that he can touch people's copyrights and get away with it. And I'm here to tell you, no, you cannot. You cannot take someone's copyrighted material. You can go to any lawyer you want, which I'm still waiting for your lawyer to contact me. You're saying we have to contact you, and we don't have to contact you. We're the ones suing you. We'll contact you when we get ready to go to court. This is when you'll get a court order or a process server come to your front door. Did I have a lawyer contact you when I filed with the CCB? No. We had a process server come to your front door. That's how it's going to be done. You need to have a lawyer contact me. I'm suing you. I'm filing charges against you. So the reason why you haven't had an attorney to contact me, because if you contact an attorney, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to dig my copyrights up to see if they're legit or not. If I'm just on YouTube blowing off hot air and I don't have a legitimate copyright. And they're going to find out my copyrights are registered with the United States government. They're going to come back to you and explain to you, yes, they're real, 100%. And they're going to tell you and ask you questions like, how many times did you touch it? How many times did you touch that man's copyright? Because again, this could mean the difference of you basically you may get probation on it, or you may go to jail for a very long time and never see the light of day. So they're going to ask you that question. Now, mind you, they're going to contact me too. They're going to reach out to me because they have to reach out to me. They have to figure out exactly what they're dealing with at the end of the day, how bad this is going to be. So if they reach out to me, I can sit there and go, yes, we sent them this right here from a lawyer telling him to back down, please in this order. There's several emails that we contacted me for when it's first all started, explaining to him that the copyrights were real. We sent them over the copyrights. We can look them over. We also, too, had a process server go to his front door for him to back down, and he still proceeded on. And this is what the damage he did. He was basically doing to our copyrights and posting on our website. Our lawyer is going to come back and tell you that you're going to have to figure out some way to contact me and get me to either drop charges against you or try to reduce them. And I got a message for you, Mr. Fernando. No deal. We're going to follow through on this 100%. Do you understand? So when I tell you that you're going to spend the rest of your life behind bars, you will be spending the rest of your life behind bars. You have 53 strikes, copyright infringements on one copyright, the Crystal Edge logo, that clearly shows its copyrights right there for everyone to see. So you can't say that you didn't know how to copyright. They're right there. Registration number, all that's right there for everybody to see. You hit the second copyright, which is under Black Series Edition. You hit that one too also. And that one too, you hit that around some between maybe 20, 30 times. You were tampering with that one. So you have that to deal with also. So you will, when I say, spend the rest of your remaining life on this planet in a prison cell. Because that's what they're going to give you. We don't give you the jail time. It's the United States government, the copyright, the people that we basically, when we file for our copyrights, that agency that's involved in that is going to send you to jail. Mind you, these are not light charges. These are extremely serious charges. So I need you to take this extremely seriously. This is not a joke at all, so you can understand this. Now, you hit those copyrights so many times, you literally refresh the statute of limitations on how long we can actually wait to come get you, or basically how long would it take them to basically fizzle out. You keep doing it. Gave me plenty of room. I can get you this year. I can get you next year. I can get you another year before that. I got 3 years to get you. 3 years. So keep in mind, as you're going to be in jail, you're going to be brought right back here. I plan to see you with a jumpsuit. So when you get them out of prison for court, because mind, you got other charges coming up besides that. You have 2 accounts of post office fraud charges that were filed against you. We have clear evidence showing that you sent us a faulty product. We did a live unboxing showing the product was faulty. We've recorded shopping carts showing that this is what we ordered from you, and you can do delivery change the shopping cart at the last minute. We had black paint shipped to us with a punctured hole in the side of it so it would delivery leak on us or leak in the box. I don't know why you even did that. That was just very unprofessional. We have your information, where you live at. We have basically, under that, we have, I'm sorry, I think that's the other thing we have right there from him. Oh, the receipts. We have all the receipts, all the transaction numbers, and your face sits on the receipts for Frankenstein. On top of that, we will also explain to the judge that you were using the name Frankenstein multiple times. You had no permission from the company itself, and you were making money off their name without their permission. So they'll be fully aware of your actions on that one. We have receipts showing that. So they will be contacting that particular party to let them know that you're being brought up, particular individuals being brought up on copyright infringements, and now you're going to be in trouble for trademark infringement. It's not going to go well for you at all whatsoever. So that's just the minimum of damage you're going to be going through. We'll say maximum of it all. You still have defamation that can carry up to 1 year in jail. You have cyber stalking that can carry to 5 years to 10 years in jail. My family members are also pressing charges against you because you doxed their addresses. A couple of them, you actually mentioned their names on YouTube, but they're not with the law system, so that's going to be your problem at the end of the day, and I don't want to speak about that. It's none of my business. What's the other half of this mess he got himself into? Oh, perjury on your own LLC. That's definitely going to come up. And I tell you why. I explained to you people why. His landlord's going to reach out to me. And the process servers have been advised to give him my information for him to contact me. He will reach me. When he reaches me, I will explain to him that the LLC that you have sits on his property. And we're following charges against your company and you, which means his building is going to come up multiple times in court because your business sits underneath his own building, where he's going to request for you to remove it off the building. After he gives you the eviction, he's going to tell you, you got to get that off my building because it doesn't belong there. Because the problem he's going to have is the fact that even when you're long gone out of that building, that your name is still going to be on his building, and he doesn't want it there. Now, the problem you have with that is you can't exactly get rid of that because, again, you have very important documents missing. Very important documents that you have to have in order to complete the process of your LLC. His LLC is not completed yet. It's not even completed. It's not a completed LLC. He's missing paperwork to complete it. And that's what they're asking for. The problem, the reason why he can't give him the paperwork is because Fernando went in and lied on his document and said that his company was around 5 months. His company wasn't around 5 months. It was around longer than 5 months. And that's the problem he has, and that's why he can't fill out that information. I have a sister who works for the IRS. I told you, that's the one you contacted. She works for the IRS. Yeah, what's wrong with you at the end of the day? You don't contact my family. My family are well connected in a lot of different organizations. Stupid. But anyway, and she took interest in you too on top of that. But anyway, you're missing that you're missing that document. Now the problem you're going to have is the fact that I'm pretty sure they've been contacting him. They're pretty much on point with that. Ask them for the document because we're way past the due date of this information these people are brought in. So with that being said, he's going to ask you to remove it. You can't remove it because you're going to have to face the music of explaining to the people, Secretary of State in California in that area. Yeah, you're going to explain to them that your company's been around a lot longer than 5 months. And that means you lied on your own document of your LLC, which means you have committed, what do they call it? Perjury. Yes, jail time for that one too. See the nonsense he got himself in? Boy, it's a tangle web we weave, isn't it? When you decide to what? Conspire and deceive. And that's what he did. So that's the mess he got himself in. It's a domino effect. And we're going to make sure that when the time comes, we're hitting the first domino. So for each domino that falls, this is going to be something that's going to be a nightmare for you, Mr. Fernando. Look, man, it would have been better off that when you first met me, when you first met me, you came into my YouTube channel and you requested the ingredients to my product. And when I told you no, that we sell this, it would have been better for you just to go in a different direction. But you chose not to. You chose to hang in there and try to make trouble for me. And look at the outcome that you are now facing. We've got plenty of time to get you. So what I mean, you'll be coming in and out of you'll be coming out of that jail system and facing me in that courtroom. You got so many charges against you, it is not even funny. Not even funny at all. All right, that's basically about it. It's not going to be a long conversation, just short and sweet. And basically explain to Mr. Fernando what he's going to be going through next couple of months. I do precede your family that you're close to trying to reach out to me to see if they can basically come to some kind of decision to soften the blow for you. But no, Mr. Fernando, we're going to hit you with everything we got. I've gave you the opportunity. If I give someone the opportunity of a second chance, I tell you, take it. It means we have heavy evidence against you. I paid a lawyer to send you a cease and desist letter to back down. We told you what was going to happen to you. You didn't listen. So, again, explain to your family, explain to your friends, do not contact us. Okay, you'll make things worse for Mr. Fernando, a lot worse. So, you don't want to get them getting involved in this, do you? Because we can go to the judge and say, hey, look, he's got family members contacting our company business. We've had problems with this guy before. You will bring them into this. So, again, as I said before, take it like a man and go do what you have to do through this process. But your life is over as we speak. And it's a shame that this individual, it's interesting, and it's meant to happen this way. Some people are meant to go through this process. They can be told time and time again, give multiple warnings, but they will still travel down that same path. You remind me of me, Mr. Fernando, you do. You remind me of myself when I was out there in the streets running around and carrying on, and I had multiple people come up to me and say, hey, look, you might not want to hang out with these people. You may want to get your act together. You may want to do this. You may want to do that and stay out of trouble and da-da-da-da-da. And me being Mr. Hard-Headed decided to do what I wanted to do and ended up almost getting a 40 to 80 year prison sentence. And look what you're facing now. But at least I was 16 when I did my dumb stuff at the end of the day, because when I had plenty of time to basically try to catch up and get my life together. You are too old for this. Any time that you get is considered to be a life sentence. What are you, like 48, 49, somewhere almost 50 years old? So you get 10 years. The life expectancy of a man is 70 years old. And if you reach 80 to 90, you're doing extremely well. But most people kick off and around 70 years old, they kick off. So again, that is 20 years of your life that you should be spending it doing something much more productive. But apparently you just don't think life works that way. So Judge will let you know exactly how it works. You're looking at well over 20 years. Easily, way over 20 years. It's staggering how much time this guy's going to get in jail. Mind you, the post office fraud charges carry 20 years of pop. It's got 2 of them sitting on top of his head. Okay, well, food for thought. Leave it at that. I got some things I got to go take care of. And I know he's going to sit there and cry on his YouTube channel about this, that, and the other. People are not stupid, Mr. Fernando. Anyone can look at my copyrights on my company. They're right there. You can even go to any one of my shopping carts for Black Series. Copyrights are there. Registration number. They can go right over to copyrights records department, and they can bring up my copyrights. They're right there. So it shows my copyrights are legit. They're real. And it shows that you have touched their copyrights multiple times. We have it right there. So what part of that don't you understand about going to jail and getting sued for millions of dollars? It's open and shut. You want people to believe at the end of the day their copyrights are not real. People are not stupid. People are going to go over and look at my copyrights, and my registration number's right there, and they're going to go take my registration number and my company's name. They're going to go to copyrights office, and they're going to put it up there. It's going to say, yes, it's copyrights are real. These are real copyrights. So what does that say at the end of the day? That says that you're going to jail for a very long time, and that says at the end of the day that you're going to pay me a ton of money, which you don't even have. This is going to be a burden on your family. It's pretty much going to take so much from them. It's not even funny. And you can't get mad at anybody else and say, oh, it's his fault. Whose fault is it? It's your fault. You're an adult. You know how to make decisions at the end of the day. You know the difference between right and wrong. You have to be a man and take that responsibility upon yourself that this is what you inflicted onto your family and yourself. We gave you an opportunity. All the more, you better hope a divorce doesn't pop up, because you can easily get divorced in these things. I've seen this happen. Your wife finds out that we gave you an opportunity out of this and you still carried on, there is a good high chance that she may let you go. Find somebody else that may be able to act more like an adult. You can literally lose your whole family over this mess. So, what are we to do, Mr. Fernando? Are we supposed to forget about this and let this go after you did all this nonsense at the end of the day? No, we can't let this go. We gave you that opportunity multiple times. You didn't take it. So when your wife finds out that you got to go to court and that process server comes in, she's going to know, because they're going to be there enough times, and she's going to see them. And she's going to ask you, why are there these people coming to the door asking for you? And these guys wear badges. So why are these process servers coming to this door? And you're going to have to explain to her what you did. Now, she's probably going to reach out to my company. I'm pretty sure she's going to reach out to my company. I'm going to have a nice conversation with your wife and explain to her what you did. And why and how bad this is going to get. And how we gave you the opportunity to get out of this situation and you chose to ignore it. As a matter of fact, we're the ones who sent the first process server to the door. And we decided to let it go because we figured it was enough that he might have got scared off of it. That'll be enough to get him to back down, and we can move forward and go back to doing what we do. But your husband continued to basically touch her copyrights, and this is why we're at now. How do you think she's going to take that news? I don't think she's going to like what she hears. Well, that's your problem at the end of the day. That's not your personal business, none of my business at the end of the day. But I can tell you, I've seen people drop wedding rings in the middle of court hearings because the burden and destruction of the dividing of their family due to someone's stupid decisions to mess things up. Got a nice family there. You really do. That's why I try to take you to the CCB. That's why we try to bring you over there first. Because I figured jail time is not for you. This is not good for you and your family. Sue you for 30 grand, that's good. You can pay me up. We'll put you in payment arrangements. You can pay me up. We'll do it that way. And even when we gave you the break, the only reason why, Mr. Fernando, that we didn't follow through, because like I said, I tried to give you a break. Even God gave you a break, and you didn't even see it. I could have went right back in, opened up your case, reset the whole thing all over again, got a process server to go out there because now I know how it was done. The process was done, and reissue it all over again. Now we're taking it to federal court. So with that being said, we didn't have the way you said it in your YouTube video, which we have a copy of for the court. You stated that we didn't have enough evidence. This is where I swear at the end of the day, people have to learn to crack those books. You have to learn how the court system works. You have to learn how to crack a book every once in a while. If we didn't have the evidence, the process server would have never been at your front door. There's a process you have to go through. I don't know if you watch a lot of, I don't know if you watch courtroom drama, I don't know what you do at the end of the day, but you're sadly incorrect about this. Did you ever fill out a court order for someone before? I filled out court orders before. You ever sue someone before? I have. Did the proper paperwork that goes behind filling out one of those documents? Now, you can't lie on those things. Everything has to be truthful by the book. You get in a lot of trouble if you lie on it. You have to tell the truth on that. So, in order for us to be able to get the process server to come to your front door, we had to go through a process, which means we had to submit all the information. And once the information was going through, they had to look over everything, and they had to make sure that as they're looking over this stuff, there is enough evidence to proceed to the next stage. Because if that was the case and they didn't look over stuff and have a witch hunt on anybody you want at the end of the day, heck, it'd be like the Salem's witch hunt all over again. So once they look over that process, that paperwork, then they're going to ask for certain detailed information that they need to add it on. So we added all that information to it. Then you have to go through an amendments process. And once you go through the amendments process, they have to see exactly how much of this, that just, they want the bare minimum. They don't want basically too much, just enough, the facts. That's all they want. So we have to take out all the extra stuff and just put this in right here, what they asked for. Then once we go through that process and they look at through that, then they'll contact us again and they'll say, okay, this is the next stage you have to go through. And the next stage we get the approval for the process server, which means they don't get the process server and send it to you. You get the process server. So we had to go to California and we had to find a process server in the neck of the woods that could serve you. And that's what we did. We found this process server. We talked to them. We had to pay off money, pay them the money, the fees and everything. And they take, they want another document. So we had to go back to the CCB and get a special document for them, which involves charges and what you're being charged for and the judge involved and all that. And basically he makes the order, the process order of basically bringing the summit for you for court. So once all that's done, they contact us and they tell us, okay, we're ready. We're going to go to his address. And as you're going to your address, they're on the phone with us the whole entire time, talking to us and saying, hey, look, we got a gate in the front. We need to get through it. And I said, well, look, you can either contact the landlord of the building or you could basically just buzz in. Most people just let you through. And that's what they did. Somebody let them through in the building. When they got in there, they found you. They took pictures of the gate, they took pictures of the apartment coming through, and they took pictures of the apartment upstairs, which was apartment E, where you're at, located, because it shows on your, you have it on your LLC. So that's when they walked up and knocked on the door, and I said, well, I can hear somebody in the background. It was a guy, that was you, and I said, who came to the door? He said, a woman came to the door. I said, oh, that would be his wife. So they have to be in contact with me when all that's going on. I said, is she taking the paperwork? They said, no, she's refusing to take the paperwork. I said, okay. He said, what you want to do? I said, and that's what they did. They pinned it to the door. That's why we have pictures of it. They send a picture back to us. We see it. It shows the paperwork was served. Now, the problem we had there, Mr. Fernando, and the reason why I said that God had blessed you, but you didn't take the blessing, is because the timeline that we had to have that piece of document back had to be at before 12 o'clock. We ran out of time. And by the time the process server got all that information ready to go and basically got to your building, it was too late. But they did post it. It did get there. So they still get paid for the day, but we didn't have enough time to go to the CCB to submit that document. If that document was submitted to the CCB and there was enough time, you would have got a notice that you have to appear in court and you're being sued. But it didn't happen that way. So the Lord blessed you. And when I sat there and I said to myself, I said, well, Lord, what do you want me to do with this now? Should we go back in and open it up? And the Lord said, just let it be. And that's what we did. I let it be. Instead of you taking that as, and anyone else knows how the court system works except for you don't know how the court system works. Anybody else would have looked at that and go, okay, they haven't contacted me back. No one else has come back. Maybe they're letting this go. I'm going to just leave it at that and just chill and just stay in my own little corner and mind my own business. That's what most people do with common sense. Not you. You do dumb stuff. So what you decided to do is you decided to go on YouTube and carry on and act up and go, oh yeah, he didn't have enough evidence and this, that, and the other and da, and he couldn't do this and that and blah, 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 and continue to carry on. And when Lord said, Lord, see, this is what I'm talking about. And the Lord said, follow through. And now we got you in federal court now. Well, this is a whole different room at the end of the day. There's no $30,000. There's a couple $1 million from the door. Way over the $5 million mark. And you're looking at serious prison time now. You are definitely guaranteed 100% to receive prison time in that courtroom. Try to give you that opportunity. God tried to give you that blessing. You didn't take it. You decided to get on YouTube and carry on and act up and boast and carry on, and now look at the situation you're in now. I can get you in 2025, I can get you in 2026, I can get you in 2028. We got so much stuff on you, it's not even funny. Like I said, when you'll be coming in and out of that courtroom, because mind you, you're being processed for multiple charges. So you'll be serving time for one part of that criminal activity you got yourself into, and you'll be coming back into court for another set of charges. You're going to be going through that for a while. It's going to be a process. It is going to be a very long and lengthy process. I'm going to tell you that much. Try to avoid having you go through this. You have no idea the stress that this is going to bring to you and your family, of watching you in that courtroom, of having your fate being decided over and over again and again and again. From a person who has been through this ordeal already, I have tried everything I could to keep you from going down this road, and you have ignored every opportunity we've given to you. I've gone before my Lord and I prayed to him over and over again, Lord, how do I handle this situation? I don't want to send this person to jail. If he goes to jail, he's going to go through the same process that I went through. It's a very horrible ordeal. Lord said follow through. So I'll see you in court, and we'll go from there. You can do all your dumb shenanigans and stuff. We don't care. We got people watching your channel, so anything you post, anything you do, it's all being gathered for court. As we go into court, when we got some other stuff on you did between that. So as we go to court, I'm going to present that to the judge. Say, look, you continue to carry on after we gave him fair warnings to back down. He still continued to carry on and act up. So it shows that he just don't want to learn anyway. They're going to use you as an example, Mr. Fernando, so you know that from the door. So you're going to get a lot of time. So I hope it was worth it. I hope all that nonsense was worth it. Everything you said out of your mouth didn't happen to us. We were supposed to go out of business. We were supposed to be thrown out in the street. Our company was supposed to go under. All these things you said was going to happen to us, none of that happened. The very FLE technology we have here today that's pretty much set up for company contracts was developed in that garage. We've been blessed all the way around. Nothing has happened to us at all. Everything's happened to you. It's like watching someone trying to throw a bowling ball at a glass window and watching the bowling ball bounce off the glass window and hit the guy right in the face. Like, gee whiz, nothing happened to the glass, but you took all the damage. That's literally what just happened to this guy. He took all that damage. Nothing happened to us. That shows you at the end of the day 100% why we serve our Lord. Because when the devil comes after us to try to take what we have and try to destroy what we have, that destruction only falls upon him and those who follow him. I got a bright future. I got a lot of good stuff that's happening, a lot of things we're blessed to have that's going to be happening for us. And at the end of the day, your future looks extremely, extremely grim. Extremely grim. But you have no one to blame for that. You can't blame anyone on YouTube. You can't blame us. You can't blame your family. You can't blame anyone. Only person you can blame, you can't even blame God. You can only blame yourself, because you know the difference between right and wrong. We all know it. We all know the difference between if you go into a bank and you know that if you go in there, you're dropping off money, you're taking money out. You go in there the next day with a ski mask and a gun, you know this is wrong. You know the consequences behind this. You know what's going to happen. They're not going to just give you the money and go, hey, here you go. And no, you want more? Here, take more. Take all of this. Yeah. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm not going to bother calling the police. You just go on out the door and have a good time. Come back tomorrow if you need more. That's not going to happen. What's going to happen is you run the risk of being killed in the bank or outside the bank or being in a high-speed chase. Every way, it's not going to go well. It's going to end up with your length of jail time or you with death. But it's not going to go well at all, period. But that thought does pop up in your head telling you, don't do this, it's a bad idea, you don't want to go this, not even worth your time. Not worth your time. Some people don't listen to that voice when it pops up. They just go right on ahead with it and they end up in that situation. I imagine sometimes when I watch those high-speed chases and you see the chopper chasing the guy in a truck and he's just driving all over the city just trying to get away from the police. And that's the time when you start listening to the voice in your head that told you not to do what you were going to do because you would end up in the situation that you're now in, the situation that you're in right now. I think about what's going through that person's mind of thinking that if they just listened, if they just did things differently, they wouldn't be in that situation. You had that opportunity. We gave it to you. I tried my hardest. I can honestly go to my Lord and say, Lord, I did not do this out of an act of revenge. I did not do this out of an act of hatred. I did this and I gave this man every opportunity out of this I possibly could. I can go before my Lord and say that to him. If I had acted in a way where I just didn't give you any mercy whatsoever, first minute you did it, bam, we just hit you, which we should have did. Maybe that would have got you to back down a little bit better. But if I did it that way and just hit you for anything, then I said, Lord, I came at him strictly out of hatred and revenge in my heart. But I tried every way possible to try to get you to go in a different direction, and you didn't take it. Some people are just meant for self-destruction. That's what they are. Hopefully, in this ordeal that he'll go through, that he will find a turning point back to God. Because if you don't, I'll tell you, what's waiting in that place for you ain't good. It ain't good at all, period. There are plenty of opportunities for your life to be taken in a place like that. It's not a place to be taken lightly. It's not a joke. At the end of the day, it really isn't. It's a place to be taken extremely seriously. Guys there that don't play games at the end of the day. That YouTube fiasco nonsense you do, don't do that stuff in there. Don't do that stuff in there. All right, that's basically about it, people. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. You know what I mean? Walk with the Lord straight as you possibly can. And stay away from the devil. Because the outcome of the devil is to waste your time. And the devil is basically out to destroy you. That is his job. His main job is to destroy you. And if you follow down that road, then you're going to end up in some really bad situations. Some extremely bad situations. So, best that you try to walk the straight and narrow line and stay away from that demon at the end of the day. This man followed that devil right down to the bottom of the pits of Hades. He followed him all the way down. Just spiraled down. Straight forward. Kept trying to send stuff your way, man. Sent you that cease and desist order. Back it down, man. Back it down. You're in the wrong direction. Now, you took it as a sign of me being weak at the end of the day. There's nothing weak about a Christian, Mr. Fernando. Not one thing weak about us at all whatsoever. There's nothing weak about a Christian. Because a Christian basically shows you mercy at the end of the day. There's nothing weak about that. He's just giving you mercy at the end of the day because he knows there's something far worse that's hunting you at the end of the day that's going to make sure that the outcome of what you're going to go through is far worse than you have ever seen in your entire life. He knows what's hunting you. And he's trying to warn you what's hunting you. And you don't listen. You think we're weak at the end of the day. Got to learn to mock my faith by putting God bless. Got evil in your heart and got a nerve to put down God bless. It's a slap in the face to God. Got a nerve to take the very blessings that my Lord and Savior gave to me, my gifts that he gave to me, and taint those gifts. That's what you did. You went on your YouTube channel and you took the blessing that my Lord gave to me, and you turned around and you, by going out and saying that our pilots were talking to God when you were doing this. His blessings he gave to me. So, not good at all. All right. Well, that being said, y'all enjoy your day again. And have a wonderful day. Be safe out there, and God bless.